From saying he'll just eat himself to death,
I would just eat until I'm dead, probably.
to showering in an outdoor pig trough just because he's too fat to fit in a normal shower, this is the story of Casey King from Family by the Ton.
It's Casey King. All my family are overweight. Every one of them.
At 34 and over 800 pounds, Casey King's life had shrunk down to 4 walls, a recliner, and a video game controller.
A normal day for me is wake up around 12, figure out something I'm going to eat immediately. TV, video games, bed.
He lived most days unclothed in his room, where he felt less restricted and free from the tight grip of clothing.
My clothing is restricting and tight, so I just sit in there naked, free as can be, and no one bothers me, door shut, we're good.
For Casey, video games became the one place where his size didn't matter.
Yeah, that one guy that's gonna kill me. Oh no, he's weak, but I'm weak. I'm weak. Ah! I'm gonna die. He's down.
In the digital world, he could run, fight, compete, and be seen as just another player.
I'm accepted in all those virtual reality worlds and the gaming world I'm in. No one sees me.
He described those online spaces as his outside world, a place where no one judged him for being 845 pounds.
That is my world, that I can be the Casey I want to be, but not be judged on my weight.
But logging off always brought him back to the same reality.
I never would have thought at 34 I'd be living with my father and I'd have no job, have no real money.
His father, Danny, was his enabler, and together they ate all sorts of unhealthy food.
Worst way, pizzas, chicken, Japanese food, takeout. I mean, me and my dad would get hibachi delivered.
Danny often fetched the food for him, carrying takeout and snacks right to his chair.
Who are you? Man, this isn't even a real game. Why are you not just pushing these people with me?
Casey, I got your food.
Oh, okay.
Even though Casey admitted that food was his drug and that he knew it was killing him, he just couldn't stop eating.
So much more part of me than I want it to be. I mean, it's killing me, but it's like a drug. You don't even notice it.
He would eat until he felt sick, sometimes to the point of vomiting, only to go back and do it again.
Where I've ate so much where I feel sick. Okay. But I don't mind overeating and just going and throwing up in the bathroom. No big deal. It's all coming back out. It didn't affect me. If I could just eat, not game.
The cycle of eat, play, sleep, and repeat carried on, and even while he was with his cousins who were overweight too, he still ate as much as possible.
There's Amanda.
Here's what we'll do. You give me a list of all the foods you hate and you don't like. I'll eat them while I talk to you.
Okay.
And then you'll just be like, thank God I'm on this liquid diet. I'm so happy.
Yet his weight made independence impossible. Imagine being so big that you're not able to fit into a bathtub. That was Casey's reality.
So I bathe outside of this trough currently because I cannot physically bathe in a sit-down bathtub or a stand-up shower area.
He crawled into a makeshift outdoor tub, maneuvering carefully just to reach every hidden fold of skin.
And I have to move around almost like a pig in a way, and wallow and roll over to get the back of my leg.
And on one occasion, he couldn't get out after taking his bath.
There's 2 times when I've been kind of stuck in the shower and I couldn't get up. I sat in there for 9 hours. Just couldn't get up.
His dad would always help him with the whole bathing process, setting up by filling it with water. Even going as far as draining the tub. Casey's struggles are clear, but how did it get this far? To understand, we need to take a look back at the choices, habits, and family patterns that led him here. Casey wasn't always over 800 pounds, but the path that led him there started early in life. He grew up in a family where food was love, comfort, and entertainment. Meals were rarely balanced, and fast food was the norm.
There's my cousin Amy. Even though obviously we all have the same weight issue, she's definitely the smaller one of us.
Drive-through bags, takeout boxes, and frozen pizzas filled the meals here and there more often than vegetables or fresh cooking. And this kind of eating became part of his daily life. As a child, Casey was always bigger than the other kids.
I've always been a big kid. Out of high school, I was probably 300-something pounds.
As the years passed, Casey's weight kept climbing. Each pound made it more difficult to engage in events like sports, and so gradually he started isolating himself. By the time he graduated, he weighed even higher.
Then I got out of school, got a couple jobs at a couple restaurants. I ate at them. I was probably around 500 pounds then.
And after working in restaurants where he was constantly surrounded by food, his weight increased until standing for an entire shift was too much and became a difficult task.
It was just getting too difficult to work, so I quit my job. My mom said, to live in this house, you have to have a job.
With no job, his mother gave him an ultimatum: work or leave the house. With a little choice, Casey moved in with his father, Danny.
Live in this house, you have to have a job. So she kicked me out, and the only place I had left to go was my father's. So I went there.
Love was abundant in that home, but so was enablement. Takeout arrived almost daily. Pizza, fried chicken, hibachi, sushi, delivered like clockwork.
Basically, his one thing that made me happy was food. So we just ate like kings.
Danny would set the food in front of Casey and watch him eat. But all of these, Danny did from a place of love and care.
Put it right in front of him. He's my son. I love him. I love to make him happy, and food's got a lot to do with his happiness.
Danny wanted his son to be happy, and for Casey, food became comfort, connection, and escape all at once.
It's not like in the way. All right.
You through with everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
At 845 pounds, the result of years of unchecked habits, enabling, and psychological escape was finally undeniable, and Casey understood it better.
Not gain weight would be fantastic. But do I want to be fat forever? No. I wish I wasn't in the situation that I'm in.
This was the cost of letting food replace everything else in life. By the time Casey joined Family by the Ton, his situation had reached a tipping point. His cousin, Amanda, had already taken the leap and gone through bariatric surgery.
Is finally doing something about it. So we're having a little get-together to celebrate Amanda's decision to get weight loss surgery.
That decision sent ripples through the entire family, and for the first time, Casey began to seriously think about his own future.
Personally, I'm just at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be cutting back on foods. But I mean, she's on a doctor-prescribed liquid diet, and that's just insane to me.
He was 34, 711 pounds at weigh-in, and out of options. Yet the idea of being on a doctor-prescribed liquid diet felt impossible for him.
She's on a doctor-prescribed liquid diet, and that's just insane to me.
For someone his size, it's not surprising that these were the kind of food he would always binge on.
I would be like smoothie every hour, smoothie every minute. I wouldn't stop. I would just try and have a constant flow of them just going into my system because I can't imagine.
But beneath the humor was panic. Casey knew the lifestyle change would be extreme. This was the first time he'd have to face his eating habits head on. Casey had already watched his cousin go through bariatric surgery.
I had bariatric surgery. At this point, I'm thinking I should just suck it up and just go talk to Dr. Proctor. I'm a little anxious to get on the scale.
Seeing Amanda make that choice planted the idea in his head, but it also made him nervous about what his own journey might look like.
I'm a little anxious to get on the scale and find out how much I weigh and stuff, but I'm sure the diet that they're gonna want me to be on is like gonna be absolutely nuts from what we normally eat. So it's gonna be like shocking.
Even though he wanted to take control of his life, the thought of meeting with a doctor, stepping on a scale, and hearing the numbers out loud filled him with anxiety.
But I'll try to help you as much as I can. And
It's Mom.
But on the flip side, his mother Penny was back in the picture, even though in the past she had set strict boundaries about his weight.
I'm sure the diet that they're gonna want me to be on is like gonna be absolutely nuts from what we normally eat. So it's gonna be like shock and awe, I'm sure. She previously kicked me out, but since I've committed to losing weight, she wants to be a lot more involved. I
But
got
for
you.
now, I'll try to help you with your meals or whatever kind of routine he gives you. You'll have to share that with me, okay?
Hearing Casey had decided to do something about his weight, she offered him the option to come back to her if he wanted.
Now you know that you have the option to stay with me, and that way I'll make sure that you have the right kind of food.
I used to live at my mom's.
That made Casey hopeful and made him more willing to proceed. When you have everyone supporting you, the journey becomes way easier.
Surgery in general. But if I don't change, 5 years I could be immobile, where they're forklifting me out of my room with a truck or something.
On the day of his appointment, he tried to control every little thing to make the scale read lower.
I do it butt naked, just use the bathroom, number 1, number 2. And I've like tried to throw up the last meal I ate so I can lose any pounds.
When the number came, it hit him like a punch. It was higher than he wanted to admit.
It's 711.8.
And he could feel himself trying to rationalize it in his head even as the nurse wrote it down.
It's not good. It's depressing. It's defeating.
Dr. Proctor entered the room with a calm but serious energy, and as usual, took Casey's history.
I don't like crazy right now.
Hello,
Hello there. How's it going? I'll stand up.
I'm Charlie Proctor.
I am Casey King. How's it going?
Casey, nice to meet you.
Casey talked about his life from childhood to adulthood and all that led him to this point.
Self. How long you been big?
Since the day I was born.
Yeah?
I weighed 12 pounds, 11 ounces the day I was born.
Okay.
The jobs he'd lost, the move from his mother's strict home,
Jobs where I was a server. I've worked in a couple restaurants, and like I lost that job. I was living with my mom. She said, if you can't work and you can't find a job, you can't live here.
to his father's more relaxed one, and how easy it became to order food and never stop.
So I moved into my father's house, and pretty much whatever I wanted to eat, we got.
Even though Casey's father listened, his face showed the weight of years of enabling habits.
And I just want to get healthy again.
Casey's dad is helping him maintain this weight.
When Dr. Proctor heard all this, he knew that in order to save Casey, he had to change the patterns in the whole household.
Approaching Casey's case, I not only have to change a lifestyle with Casey, I've got two patients here. I've got to deal with dad as well and changing his approach to his relationship with his son.
And if nothing changed, Casey was heading toward immobility and an early death.
And die pretty soon, unless something happens here.
They realized the stakes were not just about the numbers on a scale, but about time, independence, and life itself. His father wanted to see his son healthy before his own time ran out.
Oh, my day's a number, the way I look at it, too. And I want him to have a life before I leave here.
Casey wanted to live long enough to see his father proud.
Young, but just seeing my dad be so upset. It's like, what's the worst part?
Dr. Proctor laid out a plan. The first goal was to bring Casey's weight down enough to safely qualify for surgery.
Guys, I'm not just hurting myself, I'm also hurting my children. Scrambled burgers for supper?
Sounds good.
All right.
He explained the type of surgery, a sleeve gastrectomy.
The route we're going to go down towards is a sleeve gastrectomy.
Okay.
All right? So, this is your stomach.
Gotcha.
And how it would reduce the size of Casey's stomach and trigger a change in his metabolism.
What we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to remove this outer portion of your stomach right here. There will be a metabolic switch that gets flipped in your body when you have this surgery.
This would give Casey a chance to lose weight, but only if he changed his habits too.
Your body will want to lose weight. You do have a smaller stomach. You
Yeah.
can't eat as much.
The conversation moved from medical details to mental preparation. Casey would also need to meet with a bariatric psychologist to address the deeper issues behind his eating.
He will be the bariatric psychologist. That's somebody who's going to help you start facilitating that change, figuring out what might be a roadblock to that change, and Dad, that's something I would suggest that you go along with.
For Casey, the idea of surgery was both terrifying and necessary. He had never broken a bone, never had a cast, and the thought of being put under for an operation felt huge.
Going over to surgery. It was pretty scary, only because I fear surgery in general. It is very scary.
But he also knew what would happen if he didn't act.
Yeah, I am very apprehensive of surgery, but I know it's something that I have to do.
But all of this, including the weight he was told to lose, felt like a huge task. And of course it was. But how possible would it be for Casey?
Dr. Proctor said, try to lose 60 pounds for the next time I see you, and I don't see how that's possible.
Losing over 60 pounds for someone as big as Casey would be difficult.
Person my size, the weight will fall off, but I'm kind of like lost.
But for Casey and his father, this was a new chapter they were about to unlock.
Yeah, you're right. He's gonna fight me, I know.
And to do it successfully, they would need to hold themselves accountable.
Died. And if he don't do something, he's gonna die.
As recommended by Dr. Proctor, Casey and his dad decided to go see a licensed psychologist in Georgia. But for Casey, it was his first time. When they finally met Dr. Ritz, he welcomed them with open arms. And for Casey, who was nervous, seeing Dr. Ritz made him more relaxed.
Oh, this is Mr. Keene?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. Well, I'm Dr. Ritz.
When Dr. Ritz began questioning, he saw that Casey's family dynamics had shaped his relationship with food in deep ways.
What was happening on board about the relationship with food that they encourage for Casey?
And at that point, Casey began revealing a lot of bottled up emotions.
And then when I moved in with my father, it was almost like we got to make up for some time that we didn't have in the past. Like it was just me and we would watch movies and all this stuff.
From Casey's bad experience at the gym,
You know, when people are talking about you, like, you're going to get looked at. Like, I'm not surprised by it. I'm just,
to his fear of what people would say about him and his weight.
I thrived in like social party situations. Now I'm just like, I don't want to go anywhere where there's new people because I just don't want to be.
Even the viewers were shaken by how much Casey endured all of these, with someone commenting, "Broke me up on the last episode when Casey broke down crying about how when he went to the gym and some random idiot snapped a pic of him. People can be so cruel and thoughtless." But Dr. Ritz understood Casey's experience, and as he put it plainly,
It's not uncommon for people, if not to isolate, to at least withdraw, to restrict the amount of social relationships that they have.
Casey worried he might have hurt his chances for surgery by opening up so much, but the psychologist saw his honesty as a good sign.
And I'm hoping I didn't just blow my chances to get approved for surgery.
Casey left the psychologist's office feeling a mix of relief and nervousness. He had said things aloud that he had kept bottled up for years, and now it was out in the open. After his meeting with the doctor, Casey decided to go stay with his mom, Penny.
Yeah.
The internet is out.
Why don't you come down for a little while and help me do something with some makeup?
Oh, goody. Okay.
I have some brushes you can help me sort.
His mother tried to keep him grounded. At her house, the rules were strict.
It's a lot less. He doesn't actually bring the system. He might play something on the computer, but he's not playing those live games on the internet with anybody. And he gets up and he moves around a lot more.
She controlled the food, pushed him to stay active, and kept him away from old habits.
But I'm wondering, do I really want to be doing this? Oh, jeez. All day, and not be active. My mother sells makeup from her house, and whenever I'm there, she has me sort it. She just wants me moving.
For Casey, it felt like a boot camp. She would not let him get away with late-night snacking or overindulging.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
good.
I'll be sadly honest with you, I don't.
If he asked for a pizza or fried chicken, she cut him off with a simple no.
Plus, I know you're gonna say no, so why would I ask you when I know you're gonna turn me down?
But I want you to have your snacks
Do we have
because
pizza?
Instead, she offered vegetables, grilled chicken, or lighter meals. Casey joked about it, but deep down, he knew she was right.
and I have chicken.
We frying that chicken?
Nope.
Can I have ketchup and cheese and hot sauce on it?
Without her strict hand, he would have slipped back into comfort eating.
And she's so strict with my dieting sometimes that I do think about cheating.
Her home became a safe space, one where his old routines with food were constantly challenged. She even got him into the pool.
So how about a swim?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. It'll feel good. You want me to go get your swimsuit?
For someone his size, the water was freedom. The weight that dragged him down on land felt lighter, and he could move more easily. But for every small success, there was still fear. His family noticed his hesitation to proceed with the surgery plan, and they called him out on it.
Y'all had like a little barbecue and that you kind of had like a lot of stuff to eat.
What? No. No. What the? I had a burger.
And when they did, he took it out on them.
To just like spy on me and attack me for something that I'm almost positive they themselves are guilty of. Do I even want these people?
But as the pressure of family arguments became very heavy, Casey faced another blow that left him shaken. His beloved dog, Sam, passed away, and for Casey, it felt like losing one of his closest friends.
And knowing I have my final Dr. Proctor appointment coming up, Sam passed away. We've had him for over 10 years.
Sam had been with the family for more than 10 years, a constant companion through Casey's most difficult moments.
Like, hang out with and have close.
To honor him, Casey and his family gathered his things. They placed his picture, his little duck toy, a Christmas trinket, and his collar into a small memorial box. It was their way of saying goodbye. Casey spoke softly, calling Sam a good boy one last time. What hurts most was not just losing Sam, but realizing the way his life had mirrored Casey's own struggles. Sam, however, had become sedentary, eating poorly and moving less, until his health gave out.
They're supposed to be athletic dogs that have this just when you think of them, you think of them.
Casey admitted that Sam had become a reflection of him.
Became us. He laid around, very lazy, ate probably not the best, and that just doesn't make the life of a dog longer. It shortens it.
The realization was haunting. If an unhealthy lifestyle could shorten Sam's life, then what would it do to him?
I know it'll do the same thing to me.
As he looked at Sam's absence, Casey knew he didn't want to keep wasting time. So with all these fears, Casey pressed forward. He hired a personal trainer for the first time in his life.
This is the first time I've been to the gym in a long time, and I am a little bit nervous. I want to feel tired. I don't think that's a terrible feeling. It's just like...
His trainer, Dex, didn't judge him by his size.
Doing great.
So what brought you here?
Just trying to lose weight, eating better.
So what's your diet like?
They want me to eat more meals a day.
Instead, he worked with Casey patiently, helping him lift, move, and feel the burn of exercises he hadn't done in years. This time was different. With Dex encouraging him, Casey pushed through the discomfort.
Good, nice.
He felt winded, dizzy at times, but he stayed. He wanted to prove, even to himself, that he was capable of showing up and putting in the effort.
Just take it 1 pound at a time, we'll get it. Drop your chest over. Good, pull the weight to your chest. Squeeze, arms out straight, arms out straight.
Oh, arms out straight, okay.
There we go, now stand up.
When Casey returned to Dr. Proctor after 10 weeks,
I'm hoping you're gonna say yes and everything. It's been 10 weeks since I've seen Dr. Proctor.
the stakes were high. The doctor's goal was for him to hit 650, and even though he had been pushing himself, the fear of falling short weighed heavier than anything else.
And I'm very nervous that I'm not gonna weigh anywhere near that.
He admitted openly that he was nervous, and in his own words, he was terrified.
And working out till I wanted to puke. I'm finally gonna find out if I've lost enough weight to qualify for surgery. Straight up, I'm terrified right now.
This moment wasn't just about a number. It was about proving to himself, his family, and his doctor that he could fight back against years of bad habits and despair.
Have my dreams shattered.
When the scale finally settled, it revealed his present weight.
631.2. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's that's
So
good.
is that 80 pounds?
Everyone was relieved. Not only had he reached the 650 target, he had surpassed it by almost 20 pounds. For once, the good news was undeniable.
He gave me and exceeded it. And that was really good news. It shows that I've been doing pretty well.
Dr. Proctor was impressed. He rarely saw patients exceed his initial goals, and the fact that Casey had done so made him more confident about approving the next step.
I ask a patient to lose 60 pounds and they come back having lost 80 pounds. So I'm really excited about this moment.
After reviewing the nutrition reports and checking with the team, he gave Casey the words he had been waiting for.
Is this the right thing to do for him?
Casey's reaction was a mix of joy and disbelief. He had been living in limbo for years, unsure if he would ever make it to this point.
Right now, it's full speed ahead. This is finally happening.
I'm proud of everything you've done.
I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to this for you.
Same.
Looking forward to this for everybody.
Now he had a surgery date. In just a week, his life would begin to change forever. The excitement was real, but so was the fear.
I'm on this route of having this surgery. I'm excited, but worried. The whole fact that I could.
He had watched others go through it and come out better, but the thought of complications never left his mind. By the morning of the surgery day, he was visibly shaken.
Finally here. I'm very nervous, freaking out. Ugh. I'm a ball of emotions. I'm scared, I'm anxious, I'm worried.
His mother tried to comfort him, reminding him that everyone feels fear before a major operation. But for Casey, the anxiety was almost unbearable.
Yeah.
Hi, happy surgery day.
At check-in, he confessed that he nearly cried, his nerves getting the better of him.
I check in because I don't really know how to react or...
It's nerve-wracking.
You could literally see fear written all over his face. Still, there was no turning back. When his name was finally called, reality hit him all at once.
Oh, crap, this is real. We're really about to do this.
To him, the surgery felt like he was being marched to his death ground, even though his family were there to support him.
I'm at the point where I don't even know if I could go through with it.
Inside the operating room, Dr. Proctor and his team prepared for the challenge ahead.
Casey King, morbid obesity. We're going to do a robotic-assisted vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I'm Dr. Proctor. Any issues, let me know. I'll take some local.
Operating on a patient of Casey's size meant extra precautions.
Take a lot of extra precautions because there's a lot more issues that could come into play.
The team adjusted equipment and strategies to account for his weight, knowing that even the smallest issue could escalate quickly.
Very closely in the hospital. Anytime a patient is Casey's size, things that go wrong are much harder to deal with.
The surgery itself was not without tension, but it went smoothly.
To start the dissection and stuff.
The doctor reassured Casey's family that everything had gone well, and the mood shifted from fear to celebration.
I think he was a little nervous back there as he was before, but...
His relatives, who had been on the edge in the waiting room, finally breathed again.
Things that go wrong are much harder to deal with. Sarah, let's start with 2 green.
They knew that this was not the end of the journey, but it was the breakthrough that they had been praying for.
Felt proud that, finally everybody has had their surgery, so we're just ready for the next chapter.
For Casey, his surgery experience wasn't as bad as he had expected it to be.
The needle sucked, but it was good. I feel like I did pretty well.
And just a few days after surgery, he felt better and could communicate.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Even though he was still groggy and emotional, he thanked his family.
1, 2, 3.
Even though I got a ton of work ahead of me, some shots, some pills.
All done.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Now I actually feel like I can handle it.
For once, he felt that he had people supporting him in a fight that had nearly broken him. Looking in the mirror days later, he noticed something different. He described it as finally seeing a more independent version of himself.
The emotion that I was in, like when I was in my better times.
How you feeling so far?
The truth is, the surgery was never just about weight loss. It was about reclaiming life. The operation forced him to face his fears and be honest with himself. That honesty was painful, but it was also freeing.
I started this journey at 711 pounds, and today I'm happy to say that I'm at 525.
His family felt the shift too. For years, they'd watched him struggle with depression, immobility, and self-doubt. Now, for the first time, they saw hope reflected back at them.
And I just, I look for a bright future for him. The sky's the limit.
Together, the family celebrated not just Casey's milestone, but their collective progress. Fans couldn't help but be proud of how far Casey had come, with one saying, "Out of all the people I've seen on the show, this guy is one of the very few people who are self-aware and genuinely want to improve themselves. Most of the people continue to lie to themselves and keep blaming anything as long as it's not them. Casey has the perfect attitude, and he got his Superman dad's support." In total, they had lost more than 500 pounds between them. For a family that had been claimed by unhealthy habits, this was more than just a number. It was proof that change was possible.